I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to do the bow for your gingerbread background. Pretend this is already painted and put together. I forgot to do this before I finished the painted ones, so this is the very last step. The first thing you want to do is you want to string the brown twine in between the two middle holes. You don't have to tie it yet, but it's just going to make it a little bit easier if you already have this tied through, because you're going to use this hole and this hole for the bow, and you don't want to have to try to move the bow. It's possible, it's just more annoying. So I just have that strung through. Then get all of the ribbon for your ribbons. So you're gonna have the two spotted pieces, the two striped pieces, this plaid piece, and then the red and white string. You're just gonna take the two polka dot pieces and just make an X with them. Then take the two striped pieces and put them so that it's even on the ends here, and same thing on top. And then I'm going to take this plaid strip and I'm going to tie a bow. So however you want to do it, I do it just like I would do with my shoes. So I'm going to leave a tail down here, make a loop, tie it around just like shoelaces, and pull it through and then pull it tight. And you can make the ears as big as you want. I kept mine fairly small. And then I'm not worrying about it being uneven because I'm going to trim it at the end. So now I'm going to set that aside. Take these pieces of ribbon, take all four of them, and just kind of smush them together so it looks like that. Then I'm going to take my red and white string and leave a tail, like a fairly long tail. I gave you a pretty big piece. Leave a fairly long tail at the end or behind it, because you're going to use that to tie it all together at the end. So then I'm just going to wrap it around really tight just a couple times. Then I'm going to take this piece, set it right in that middle, and then I'm going to continue to wrap just a couple more times, if I can get the tails from stopping. So then you kind of have this conglomeration here. I'm going to turn it over and I'm just going to tie it once, just to kind of hold it together. So this is what I have now, and I'm gonna arrange it and make it look pretty later. But then I have these two tails left for the red string. That's where you take your finished door hanger and you're just going to feed each end of that string through these holes. This one's getting stuck on the brown twine. If that happens, you can put some tape around the ends of your red and white ribbon. Okay, I was hoping to just make it quick and easy, and then I made it harder. So I'm just gonna get this piece of tape, like a little piece of Scotch tape, and just put it around that end so that it looks like that. And then that just gives it a little bit of strength to feed it through. Should have done that at the beginning. Okay, now I'm going to tie this to the back in a knot so that it is really tight. I'm holding my thumb onto that string so that it's tight. I also put some hot glue on my finished pieces. I just put a little dot here and a little dot here and then held it down to make sure that it was like strong, because this can kind of be wiggly. So if you want it to stick, I would do that at the end after you're done cutting everything. Once this brown string is tied as well, because you don't want to super glue or hot glue your brown string down if it's not cut to size. So, okay, so then once you have this done, you're gonna see that I obviously gave you plenty of ribbon, so it's covering all the pieces. That's when you cut it and you fluff it up and make it pretty. So I'm gonna show you, for instance, this was a finished piece. So I just took the brown pieces first and I cut them into an angle. You can cut them straight if you don't wanna do the angle cut. So I did it right above the gingerbread head, and then mine does cover a little bit of the peppermint, but I think that's okay. If you wanna make it shorter, you can do that. And then the stripe pieces, I cut a little bit shorter than the polka dot pieces because I wanted to make sure that the polka dot pieces maxed out or kind of came out farther. And then same thing, I think it's called a dovetail. I don't know. I dovetailed the plaid as well. So if you need any extra instructions on that, and then you just kind of arrange it however you want. These are wired pieces of ribbon, so they can easily move and pose, but it is up to you how much or little you want it to cover your sign. But if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I'm happy to do a more in-depth tutorial.